Nobody cares about.
Nobody cares about what's happening to the Uyghurs. Okay, you bring it up because you really care, and I think that's nice that you care. The rest of us don't care. I'm just telling you a very hard.
Wait, you're saying you personally don't care?
I'm telling you a very hard, ugly truth. Okay, of all the things that I care about, yes, it is below my line.
That is the voice of progressive or left-wing isolationism, a strain of America First ideology far removed from the Democratic Party of the 1970s.
I'm consistently and completely dedicated to the enhancement of human rights, not only as it deals with the Soviet Union, but all other countries.
Through the past century, isolationism has been associated most of the time with Republicans and the right, recently with President Donald Trump.
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first.
Today, isolationism from the left or right is an absurdity. One only has to consider the world we've inhabited these past 12 months. Not only are North Korea, China, and Russia regularly test-firing the latest in missile technology, but Vladimir Putin has amassed more than 100,000 troops at the Ukrainian border.
World wars start in Europe, and so far, President Biden has not marshaled the world and has not put together a sufficient package, apparently, to deter Vladimir Putin.
Today, China sends warplanes towards Taiwan to test the U.S.'s resolve, while non-stop cyber attacks plague the mainland from foreign entities.
This is the reality, and we should assume, and businesses should assume, that these attacks are here to stay, and if anything, will intensify.
And following a disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, is it any surprise that just 35% approve of Mr. Biden's foreign policy performance, according to the latest Quinnipiac poll?
The mistakes, the low points of the Biden presidency have actually been the president's own mistakes.
Now more than ever, we need a coherent, proactive, forward-leaning response, an actual foreign policy.
I intend to search for peace along two parallel paths: deterrence and arms reductions.
Today, much can be learned from Reagan's retreat from isolationism in the 1980s.
Unless we demonstrate the will to rebuild our strength, the Soviets have little incentive to negotiate.
Still, there is that pertinent question: who cares about the Uyghurs, or Hong Kong, or Taiwan?
If you're asking me, do I care about a segment of a class of people in another country? Not until we can take care of ourselves will I prioritize them over us.
Mr. Palihapitiya's point was antiseptically progressive, one that Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, or few Democrats would disagree with. Any money not spent on national security or defense can be reprogrammed into open spigot domestic spending programs. That's the world they care about. In contrast, Reagan unveiled a deliverable plan to strengthen America against adversaries.
Let us assume the Soviets' rate of spending remains at the level they followed since the 1960s. The blue line is the United States. If my defense proposals are passed, it will still take 5 years before we come close to the Soviet level. Yet the modernization of our strategic and conventional forces will assure that deterrence works and peace prevails.
Entangling alliances, Fortress America, that is history. Today we need to spend more resources not to make war, but to build a credible multi-front deterrent, which is to say the opposite of Joe Biden's Build Back Better.
I just don't think they have a plan going forward.